A very good morning to everyone. As a part of the online class for the Success Course Salanthong, today I am going to teach a topic, transportation for the class 10. The topic included in the transportation are transportation in human being, transportation in reptile and amphibians, transportation in fish, transportation in plant. The heart is the pumping muscular organ located in the chest between the lungs. Heart as an organ neba kaida yawebada akoigi lungs anigi marakta yaweba slightly tilted towards the left side ronda kitang chingchilaga. The size is above the fist. Heart ki size se akoina khud ki khutum tasin bagi size tuga maneba. The wall of the chamber of the heart are made up of muscle. Heart ki chamber je muscle mayam na saiba, and this muscle contract and relax. As the muscle contract and relax, it causes the pumping of the heart. The heart sends the blood to every part of the body. Now, let's study structure and working of human heart. This is the structure of the human heart. There are 4 chambers in the human heart. Akoigi human heart ta chamber mari yaweba. Right atrium haibama, right ventricle haibama, left atrium haibama, left ventricle haibama. So, in between the right ventricle and the left ventricle, there is a dividing wall. Right ventricle ga left ventricle gi marakta dividing wall ama yaweba, and that dividing wall is called the septum. So, septum is the wall that separates the right ventricle and the left ventricle. So, in this left chamber, the oxygenated blood will enter the heart, and in this right chamber, the deoxygenated blood will enter the heart. Oxygenated blood had the oxygen yam yawa blood to bu oxygenated blood go. So, the oxygen-rich blood will enter through this left chamber, and deoxygenated hargana oxygen yam yaudaba blood. So the deoxygenated blood will enter the heart in this right chamber. Now we will study about the working of the human heart. From the lungs, akoigi lungs tagi through pulmonary vein, what will happen? The oxygenated blood will flow to the left atrium, and as the left atrium contract, what will happen? The oxygenated blood will flow down to the left ventricle, and from the left ventricle, the oxygenated blood is pumped to different organs or different part of the body through the aorta. Koigi lungs tagi through pulmonary vein, oxygenated blood chahambada left atrium da changeba. So left atrium na contract obo matamda, what will happen? Oxygenated blood che amuk left ventricle da laeba, and from the left ventricle, the oxygenated blood is supplied or pumped to different organ of the body. Akoigi different organ of the body that pito eba through the aorta, and through vena cava, the deoxygenated blood from the upper body as well as from the lower body will flow to the right atrium. From the right atrium, as the right atrium contracts, the deoxygenated blood will enter the right ventricle, and through the pulmonary arteries, the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle will enter the lungs for the oxygenation. Oxygenation is the process of addition of the oxygen, and then the oxygenated blood through the pulmonary vein will enter the left atrium, and the cycle will goes on. As the blood enter the heart twice in one cycle, this condition is also known as the double circulation. Now let us study how the transportation takes place in the other organism. In the fish and amphibian, there are only 3 chambers of the heart. So, there is no separate chamber for the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. As such, in reptile and amphibian, both the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood are found mixing. the body temperature depends on the surrounding environment, which means if the surrounding environment is 35 degrees Celsius, the body of the organism will be 35 degrees Celsius. In the fish, there are only 2 chambers of the heart, and only the deoxygenated blood will enter the heart. So, the deoxygenated blood from the heart will pump to the gills for the oxygenation, that is, addition of the oxygen. Once oxygenation takes place, the oxygenated blood from the gills is pumped to the different organs of the body. Fish the heart the deoxygenated blood khatang enter taweba. Heart the deoxygenated blood to gills the chakani kay gidamakta oxygenation gidamakta. And oxygenation lower matungda the oxygenated blood to gills the different organs of the body the transfer taweba or pump taweba. In the fish also, the body temperature depends on the surrounding environment. Difference between arteries and the vein. Artery carry blood from heart to the various organs of the body. Vein carry blood from various organs of the body to the heart. Arteries are thick wall. As the blood comes from heart to the other body part, what happens? They come under the high pressure. As such, arteries have thick wall. Veins are thin wall. When the blood flow from various organs to the heart, they flow under the very low pressure. As such, veins have thin wall. Artery carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery, which carry the deoxygenated blood. Vein carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein, which carry the oxygenated blood. In human heart, the pulmonary artery carry the deoxygenated blood, and in the human heart, the pulmonary vein carry the oxygenated blood. Platelet. Platelets are the cells present in the blood. Platelets in the circulating blood bring about clotting of the blood at the site of the injury. So, when we have injury, the blood started bleeding, and after few days, our injury healed. This is due to the platelet. Platelet bring about clotting of the blood. So, if their bleeding does not stop, what may happen is that our blood pressure may increase or other functions of our body will be disturbed. So, prevention of the bleeding is essential, and this is done with the help of the platelet. The next topic is transportation in the plant. The next topic we are going to study is transportation in plant. In the earlier class, we have discussed that the plant prepare their own food. Plant ti masana masagi foodche sungjaiba, and the process of preparation of the food by the plant is called photosynthesis. For the process of the photosynthesis, the plant require carbon dioxide and the water along with some raw material like nitrogen, phosphorus, and the mineral. So, in presence of the sunlight, the carbon dioxide and the water react to give carbohydrate and the oxygen. The oxygen is released to the atmosphere, and this carbohydrate is used by the plant as a food for the growth and the development. So, the carbon dioxide is absorbed by the leaves of the plant from the sunlight, and the water along with the other raw material is absorbed by the roots from the soil with the help of a tissue called xylem, and the carbohydrate is distributed to different parts of the plant with the help of a tissue called phloem. In this diagram, we see that the water, mineral, and the raw material absorbed by the root from the soil is transported with the help of the xylem tissue. So, when the water moves from the soil, they move in the outward directions against the gravity, and this water reaches the leaves for the photosynthesis. So when the root is in contact with the soil has more concentration of water and the root has less concentration of water. And the difference in the concentration of the soil and the root is balanced by the movement of the water in the outward direction. When the water moves from soil, it moves only in the one direction. In the xylem, vessel and the trachea are interconnected to form continuous system reaching all part of the plant. This water, along with the other raw material and the carbon dioxide, react to give carbohydrate. And this carbohydrate, which is the food of the plant, is distributed to different part of the plant with the help of the phloem tissue. So the yellow line indicates the movement of the food in the different direction. So phloems help in the transportation of the prepared food in the different direction. From this, we learn that the water moves only in the one direction, and the prepared food or the carbohydrate after the photosynthesis move in the different direction. This is all about today's class. Thank you.